Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Sunday Night Bites. Phil here, and if you're wondering why I'm on my Xbox Series X dashboard instead of in the game like I usually am when I start recording, it's because we're in a special situation here. It's some sad news. At the same time, I think it's kind of makes sense at this point. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the next to last session of Sunday Night Bites, also known as Bassmaster Fishing 2022. We're only going to do it tonight, and we're going to do it one more time next weekend, and then it's retired. Now, there's two major reasons why this is happening. The first major reason makes a lot of sense for me and my content. Bassmaster was brought in as a chill stream during the summertime when there was not a lot going on. I was looking for a variety of streams to balance with all the stuff I was doing, and I was looking for games on Game Pass, and this was actually a game much earlier in the year that we saw on Game Pass, and we kind of joked, oh, whenever Phil, fishes in a game, it's fun to watch him do that. Let's do that with this game eventually and see if it's any good, right? So it was kind of a running joke, and eventually people said, why don't you just try it? And I said, you know what? Why not? And we tried it, and oh my God, it became like the ultimate chill streaming game. Me just doing fishing and being able to talk with you and fully interact with you while I play rather than having to be hyper-focused on the game. Wow, that was the perfect game for that, right? But summer's over. The fall began a month ago, and we are now heading into the busy gaming season. And so the reason that it makes sense to retire this game is because as of right now, I'm juggling 2 new releases. Starting this Friday, there's 2 more new releases. 10 days after that, there's 2 more new releases. So you're talking in a 2.5 week time frame, I have 6 games I'm playing, and I'm probably not going to finish any of them in that time frame. You see what I'm saying? So I'm definitely going to need the time on the late streams to play these new games and get through them, in which case a chill stream like Bassmaster doesn't really fit anymore. Even though, yes, it absolutely served its purpose over the slower summer, it's definitely time to take a step back and say, okay, we need more time. What gets the chop? This is definitely the game to do that. Now, in addition, there's another very practical reason why we are only doing 2 more sessions of Bassmaster. It's leaving Game Pass. Yeah, all year it was on Game Pass, and I really enjoyed playing it over the summer, and now they're taking it out of there. So that we only have this week and next weekend. That's it. Then it's gone come November. I looked at the game. It's $40 freaking dollars. 40. I'm like, dude, $40 for this game. Now listen, as a Game Pass game, this game excels. But outside of Game Pass, the game is full of bugs. The game is unpolished. We have ghost fish with their tails sticking upwards out of the water, dancing and teleporting. We've got monstrous mutated animal plants coming after us. It's like, it's funny, but it's definitely, it doesn't have a lot of polish to it. The game has lots of bugs. Why would you pay $40 for that? Especially since I've already been there, done that, and played the crap out of the game. I already know what it is. You know what I mean? No kidding. If the game was $5 or $10, I would just get it. But $40, I just don't see the value there. Especially because I know we're not going to be playing it in the near future anyway. I'm going to be too busy. Now, here's the thing. I'm not saying we'll never go back to it. And also, this is Bassmaster Fishing 2022. It actually came out in 2021. There's a possibility next year there may have another Bassmaster game. And if they do, maybe I'll check it out because we liked this one so much, right? Makes sense. So, what I wanted to tell you guys was, this is basically the last opportunity for us to have this chill fishing fun, and I really enjoyed the last several months that we've done this. It's actually been one of my favorite staple streams that I've done because we had so much opportunity for interaction and fun and all kinds of discussion. Speaking of which, okay, tonight, I fully believe we're going to have a lot of particular discussion about something that happened earlier today on my first stream. I made a major announcement to not only my audience, but basically it was a public video for the internet that has gone live, and people are starting to watch it now and talk about it on social media. So I will talk about that tonight. I'm sure you guys have tons of questions. Lastly, before we get started, since this game is retiring, does that mean we are retiring the fisherman's hat? Yes and no. Only tonight and next week's stream of Bassmaster will there be an opportunity to add a new fishing lure to the hat. How do you do that? If we collectively raise $100 in tips either tonight or on next week's stream, you guys get to vote on a fishing lure to add to the hat. And the thing that's really special about this is that unlike when normally that fishing hat would only be seen on a Sunday night, after we retire Bassmaster next week, the fishing hat will now be eligible for any stream. Anytime I hit $100 of tips, it'll be eligible and in the running to be the hat that I wear on that stream. So you're going to see me wearing this silly fishing hat with lures all over it for multiple playthroughs now. And essentially, if you get a lure added to that now, that's going to totally immortalize it. You know what I'm saying? Like, rather than it only be Sunday nights, now every day it's eligible, you can have it on a stream. Pretty ridiculous, right? So it would definitely be a good opportunity tonight to get a new lure added and get it on there forever. You know what I'm saying? Kind of the last chance, or I should say next to last chance, since there will be one more stream of this next week. Fair enough? All right, I have one contribution to shout out before we get started tonight. It is a $5 tip, and it has come in from Guitar Player. He says, Lost Judgment is actually really good. I'm almost done with the game. I'll be sad when it ends. Now, Guitar Player, I do have to ask you, did you do the school stories? Because I'm not kidding. School stories are about 50% of the content of the game, but they are completely unrelated to the main plot in any way. They seem like they are at first. They're not. It's like a second game. I almost feel like the school stories could have been a DLC for the game sold like an expansion, but it wasn't. It's included with the main game. I would urge you, even though a lot of the school stories can be pretty repetitive and grindy, and I didn't like a few of them, they actually do kind of make it worthwhile to do, because there is its own finale, its own little like actual drama scenes and stuff in the game based off of it. So I would say definitely check them out if you haven't, or maybe beat the game first, then maybe go back and do them, because you can do them later, I think. So enjoy. I'm glad to hear you're enjoying the game as much as I did last year. All right, without further ado, let's boot her up. Let's get started. And people are already asking me questions, so let me get into the game, and we'll get started, and then you guys can start asking me stuff. I'll answer. Well, I consider doing Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer with viewers, said Fan of Lovecraft. It's not a no. It's a unsure right now, because I don't know how well I'm going to like the game. I don't know how well the viewers are going to like the game. I don't even know how the matchmaking and all that, like the lobby system, will work. Is there a way to set up lobbies that are safe with trusted people? I don't know. I don't want to answer that yet. Let me put it this way. It's not a 100% no. It's, if I like the game enough and I want to play it with people, maybe we form a party and go online, right? And take on the public. I don't know. But I also don't want to commit to it when I really don't know about the game yet, because I don't have it, you see? So, okay. It's our next to last week in Bassmaster. Where do we want to go? I'm trying to think, like, what are the fish? Or what are the places where we haven't really done so well? St. John's River is still only 8%, which is crazy to think about. Does anyone remember the lake that we were in when I caught that monstrous, like, 50-some pound fish? Does anyone have a recollection of what that lake was? Because I don't. I can't remember which one it was. But maybe we want to go back there and see if we can catch those fish again, right? The game's really loud. All right, let me lower it some more. This game has really loud menu music. I just lowered it for you guys. Was it Chickamauga? Chickamauga. It says Land of the Giants for largemouth bass. It's rated the second best bass fishing lake in the U.S. by Bassmaster magazine. Yeah, look, it continues to produce record-breaking bass for top competitive fishing organizations. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's go to Chickamauga. This sounds good. Good recommendation. Okay. So now if the volume is really, really low, let me know too, and I'll up it again. But I've lowered it a lot because I know this game has loud menu music. All right, here we go. Derek is thanking me for playing this for a while. He says he really loved Sunday Night Bites, and he understands why it has to go away. And yeah, and the thing is, again, don't fret. It's not that I'm never going to do a game like this again. Nor is this even necessarily goodbye to Bassmaster. I might eventually, if it goes on a big discount, maybe I'll buy it. And bring it back later on in the year. Maybe bring it back in December. If there's a sequel, maybe I'll play the sequel, right? So it's not a goodbye, just kind of a, definitely, you know, ending the fishing for now because I need the time for other big games, but, you know, may come back, okay? Yes, the game is $40 if you want to buy it outright. It's pretty ridiculously expensive for what it is. Darth Goldbox, I've been playing Visage like you recommended. I'm loving it. I'm glad to hear that. It's weird because all three major plot lines, well, actually there's four, but the first three major plot lines you have to do in the game are all completely different. They feel like you're playing three different horror games, and then man doesn't get crazy after that. Look at my fish radar. I'm trying to find some big ones. Overpower Boone says, this game, Flight Simulator, Minecraft, Skyrim, and others are staple chill stream games. I agree. You know, remember, the next year, we've already talked about this. Since this year I played Skyrim, likely next year I'm going to do a Fallout playthrough. But the real question is, what will it be? Will it be Fallout 3 and all of its DLCs? Or will it be Fallout 4 and its DLCs? I'm actually not sure. I got to think about it, and it'll be up to you guys, obviously, to have input on that as well. Keep in mind, Fallout 3, I've never done direct capture. The 2 playthroughs I did of Fallout 3 were camera, and it was before interactivity, and it was before all the minor stuff that I do. The Fallout 4 playthrough I did also did not have face cam, but it was more modernized with streaming and everything. So, I don't know. Then again, I've only played Fallout 4 once. I actually heard both Fallout 3 and Fallout 4 run absolutely beautifully on the Xbox Series X. People who played them are like, yeah, they're like super duper good, like way better than, you know, when you played before. They're going to be beautiful playthroughs, so. I think we should cast here and see what we get. Then we're going to do our first cast of the night. And, we had a lot. Is this the one? Sledgehammer, Black, Blue? This is the one we have so much luck with. So we're going to give it a shot. Can you install mods on the Xbox? I believe you can. Indeed, you can. It's the PlayStation that never allowed you to install the mods, I think. I just screwed up bad. No, I have not watched any Halloween movies with my wife. We are watching The X-Files. We've been watching The X-Files for almost a week now and really enjoying it. You know, a show that I used to watch in the 90s on and off with my parents. And she said she also used to watch. Wow, there was not a single fish there. She said she also used to watch it. So there you go. Fun. We like it. Good evening, Bill Prophet. Jade says he's taking a break from playing Gotham Knights. He's going to watch me play more tomorrow. But fair enough. Good idea. Keep in mind, you can play as much as you want and get ahead of me. I just hope that I don't get ahead of you. Because that would suck. I wouldn't want to spoil the game if you're playing it and enjoying it for yourself, you know. Really? Derek says he wants to know what X-Files is. You don't know what X-Files is? Really? That's shocking to me because X-Files was so popular back in the day. The X-Files was the first kind of, how can I explain it? Fringe investigation show. And what I mean by that is there were cop dramas, there were detective stories and crime stories. Essentially, X-Files is a crime investigation show about the supernatural, including UFOs and aliens, ghosts, mutations, and all kinds of crazy stuff in that vein. It's actually quite interesting because a lot of the times you have no clue what it's going to be, and it looks like the show will be one thing, and then the plot goes completely in another direction, and it ends up being something you never expected. Dude, I can't cast tonight for some reason. I'm doing terribly. This is the one fish you typically like, but I can't find any fish where I am right now. Look. There were no fish. Try this way. That's true, Derek. He says he was born in the early 2000s. He wouldn't know about the show. The show ran a long time. The show ran like some 9 to 11 seasons or something crazy like that. And then it had a movie, too. That's how popular it was at one time. I haven't seen a single fish yet. All right, forget this. I haven't seen any fish. No, I don't remember what the lure was that I caught the ginormous striped bass with. Darth Goldbox says it's not a weekday. The fish are all away. They're on the weekend. Typically, we play this on Sunday nights. It was actually the last few weeks we did not because I had other things going on the weekends. But this week in particular, you know, we are actually doing this on the particularly same night that we would usually do it. So. Tyler, no, I've never seen the Ancient Alien show on Discovery Channel. Oh, you guys are right. My camera's in the wrong spot. Let me move it. I've never watched Ancient Aliens, but I have definitely seen all the memes. They've been all over the internet. That guy with his crazy fucking hair. There we go. Sorry that I blocked that, guys. I forgot. Okay. Oh, Twilight Zone's amazing, Overpowered Boone. My wife and I watched pretty much almost the entire series. We didn't watch the whole series, but close. Problem is we don't have the streaming services those are on anymore. Like that, you know, previous years we had other streaming services. You know, this year was the year we cut the rope on 1 million of them. Because we were trying to cut back on money, you know. And so we don't have Netflix anymore. We don't have Disney Plus anymore. We don't have... At one point, we even had a trial of Paramount Plus, which was interesting. We liked that. But we got rid of all of them. So all we have now is Hulu and Amazon Prime, and they don't have the show. So... Kid S says, I am sad you never finished Oblivion. Yeah, well, don't worry, we're gonna do Oblivion again someday. I guarantee we're doing Oblivion again someday. This water's way too shallow. I'm not going to get a fish. Look. It's super shallow water. God, I can't figure out where to fish here. Did I watch a lot of shows with my parents? Mainly stuff that was on, like, Nick at Night and stuff like that. When I was in the 1980s and into the early 90s. And then when I got older, I started watching sitcoms like Seinfeld and Friends and Home Improvement. Anything on TGIF. So Perfect Strangers. Step by Step, Full House, all of those. Oh, Family Matters. I watched all of those with my parents when I was growing up. And then we started watching more adult stuff, and X-Files was one of the more adult shows that we watched together. Little Crow, thank you for the super chat. I just drove directly into the shore saying thank you to Little Crow. I've absolutely destroyed my boat here. Look. I destroyed it. I'm having no luck so far tonight. I've not caught a single fish. Let's get Little Crow on the leaderboard here. Thank you, Little Crow. His first super chat of the night. It is much appreciated. All right, let's try again. Ah, finally a good cast. Oh, all right. It was all about, we had to find the right spot. I think we got a good spot now. I think we're good. Derek says, is my spooky scary skeletons animation tiny tonight? No, what happens is it depends on the length of the person's name and what they say. So if the name is long or the message is long, then there's a lot of text and the picture gets shrunken. But no, I did not change the size of the animation. Okay. Let's try again. First catch of the night. Here we go. What the? Dan says, why is my quality capped at 144p? You would have to ask YouTube about that. Maybe it has something to do with your internet or YouTube in general, but I'm pretty sure that my quality is not capped at 144p. How about everybody else? Lub says, what's the big announcement? All right, I made a big video about it earlier today, 15-minute video. Actually, it's a 20-minute video. It's live already. Already has over like 1,500 views in climbing in only a couple hours. But then in addition to that, on today's podcast, I went into big elaboration about it as well. If you would like me to briefly cover it, I will, unless anyone has specific questions they would like to ask about it. People are saying they're watching either in 1080 or 720, so it seems like only Dan's having the issue with 144p. Okay. Okay. All right, a black crappie, at least a decent size. So Derek says, 2 weeks ago it was 88 fish. Last week 109. Did I ask the 8 ball if I would beat it? No, I said, would I get a record big one tonight? And it said yes. But I don't know if I should believe it because as you can see, we're not really seeing too many big fish here. We're seeing a lot of little ones. On my end tonight, I'm seeing no issues. The quality is looking fine. I'm actually seeing a smooth connection. Not even like a variation in the quality of the stream. So if you guys are seeing issues with buffering or the quality screwing up, that's definitely a YouTube side issue, and I apologize for that, but I cannot do much. Crispy TV says he's at 1080p 60 frames, no problems. Okay. Dan says he looked and manually adjusted it to 1080p, now it seems to work. Sometimes YouTube does that. No, that isn't a YouTube issue. That happens to me as well. All of a sudden a video will pop up, it's like really fuzzy. I'm like, what the shit? And I look and it went all the way down to like the lowest quality. Like, why did it do that? I don't know why it does that sometimes. Overpowered Boon, there may be a stereotypical fisherman's hat I can buy for the character, but felt like since we already talked a lot tonight, we should just go right into the fishing. Lord Prince Albert wants more volume now. Okay. All right, up the volume for you guys. White bass. Yeah, YouTube Mobile is the worst. I mean it. The YouTube mobile app does not work right. It never has. And I mean any version. Like there's versions for TV that those don't work right. The one on your phone won't always work right. I always have issues with it whenever I try to use it. Because I have YouTube Premium. When you have YouTube Premium, what happens is you can actually start a playlist in YouTube Mobile. You can minimize the playlist, and you can do something else on your phone and still listen. So what I do sometimes is I minimize while I'm doing other stuff, and I listen to music and stuff. I listen to like classic video game music and stuff, which is really nice. You can't do it if you don't have YouTube Premium. If you don't have YouTube Premium and you try to play a playlist, it crashes after the first video. But it's a feature. You have to pay YouTube to have the feature. Okay? But anyway, no, that app always has issues. Like, seriously. It constantly has issues. Derek says maybe we'll get more funny quotes. Like last week we got the Chewbacca quote. Oh, God. I forgot about that. Jay says he stopped when Alfred went missing. That's exactly where I stopped. So, if you watch my stream tomorrow, you will kind of spoil yourself, Jade. But it's up to you if you want to or not. But that's exactly where I am in the game. And I never even went a step further. What? That happened there. That was weird. Okay. Tartarian Truth says, I have YouTube Premium as well, and I love it. Yeah, I really like it. I mean, the fact you literally never have to see an ad on YouTube at all, no matter what you're watching, a huge plus. And again, the fact that you can listen to things and minimize is really good too. So, for people like us, like Kat and I, have been watching series. I told you guys, we just watched a whole playthrough of God of War 2018 to get refreshed for God of War Ragnarok in a couple of weeks. We had no ads. It was just smooth transition between the videos, watching it like an ongoing series. Imagine if there were ads popping up every 5 minutes. It's like, oh, God. So, I definitely recommend YouTube Premium. Absolutely, I do. Do you have any favorite rappers? LL Cool Breeze. My favorite rapper. We have a heartbeat, which means we may have a fish I don't have yet. Huh. Yeah, I mean, it's not cheap. YouTube Premium is what? $13 a month? Something like that? It's definitely worth it for me. I got a lot of value out of it this year, for sure. Especially as I started doing my React videos. And you're trying to react to something on YouTube, you don't want ads popping up. So, oh, wow. That's a giant black crappie. A 3-pound, 12-ounce black crappie. Usually the crappies are very small. This one is ginormous, right? Project Hail Mary feels YouTube should just give YouTube Premium to content creators who have a certain amount of subs. Maybe. Maybe that would make sense. Guys, you know what I'm noticing? A lot of you have lost your memberships. I think another membership bomb has expired. What I'd like to do is check and see how we're doing. The most we've ever had was 1,036, and that was actually this morning. But then one member bomb expired, and I think we're about to have another member bomb expire. Let me check. Let me check. No, we're still at 937. We're still at 937. We didn't lose any more yet, so that's good. Wily Coyote, I acknowledge your existence. There you go. Okay. Barrel Shroud, hold that thought. I'm going to answer your question, but I got a $50 tip, so I want to answer that first. So that's going to get us to halfway to our goal here. I received a $50 tip. Sadly, this person did not give me their name. So I guess it's anonymous. They said, this is unrelated to your current stream. I watched your Zelda Breath of the Wild playthrough. It made me have a good laugh, and I've enjoyed it. Here's some appreciation, and remember, Mifa's grace is ready. So here's someone who's just watching the videos on demand, isn't even watching the stream, and just so happens to drop a big contribution. Thank you so much to the anonymous $50 tipper. I really appreciate that. So, number one, with that tip, we're at $55 in tips. That means it's Gunner Glasses time. Barrel Shroud, please don't be angry with me. I know you asked the question first, but I was like, let's get this stuff done first. I swear to you, I will answer your question, okay? Because I need to give background so people know what we're talking about, okay? All right. Gunner Glasses, let's get an animation going. A fun Halloween animation. We only have about... Oh, man, only a little over a week left for the Halloween animations, guys. Man, have I liked these animations, right? Have you guys liked these? All these cool Halloween-themed animations? I've loved them. They're going to go away for November, but then we're going to have Christmas-themed ones for December coming up. Very nice. All right, now we're more than halfway to our goal to add a new lure. All right. All right, now, so what I need to do for you guys is I need to give you a little bit of background of what everyone's going to be talking about tonight, because Barrel Shroud asked a specific question in regards to that. So let's give background. Earlier today, I made a big announcement. An announcement that I've never made any announcement like this ever before. All right? Basically, in a nutshell, I'm really tired of everyone on the internet slandering me and defaming me with the same memes and shit that they say all the time. And basically completely ignoring the fact that I have already talked about these publicly, encountered many of them. People just like to pretend like things I say on my channel don't exist. All right? And it's one thing if these were like negative memes like this is how you don't play, or even talking about things that factually happened, like, to be honest, my embarrassing moment from 2016. That's not what I'm talking about. Those moments are fine. I've moved past those moments and I'm still good, you know? The problem is people are now really starting to make up and emphasize shit about complete nonsense that is not real, mostly based on little nuggets of truth, but never really the full truth. And I'm tired of it. And the reason this really has come to a head is in the last few months, I've noticed not even just like little time haters or detractors, big time fucking YouTube channels have started to put me into fucking countdowns and shit. And they're regurgitating the same negative toxic memes about me that are not true. They're just not. Again, maybe they're based on a nugget of truth, but they are not true. But they're actually representing them as if they're facts. Saying, oh yeah, Phil is one of the YouTubers you don't want to deal with because he scams his viewers, and he had bankruptcy with this, and he has WWE champions that, and he has this and that, and they just keep saying the same shit. I mean, for us here on the channel, this is the same shit that we've heard for years and years. So for us, we're like desensitized to it, right? Like we don't care. But other people on a regular basis now just hear about this, and they think it's real. They believe it because the other channels, these YouTube channels that are talking about me, are saying it's real. But there's no corroboration, or excuse me, there's no fact checking. There can't be fact checking because it's not factual. There's no way that what they're saying can be true because it can't be, because it's not. You know what I'm saying? So all they're doing is they're regurgitating the same negative memes about me that have no factual basis, and it's bullshit. It's not fair that now I have people all over the internet who, it's one thing again to say, you know, I don't like Phil because this is how you don't play. He was a bad gamer. He said stupid shit back in the day, or because he's an embarrassing moment. There's another thing to not like me because of shit that people actually fucking made up. You know what I mean? And I don't have a lawyer to sue everyone who says this. So the announcement that I made earlier today is I want to be interviewed by someone out there who's going to be fair, who's going to ask me the tough questions, but allow me to answer my own way so that you know exactly from my perspective what's going on. And it's on anyone else to make their own judgment if they want to believe me or not. But at least if I basically get interviewed and respond to all this nonsense publicly somewhere else other than DSPGaming, okay? It's going to give me the opportunity to finally be heard. The problem is when I respond to all that shit here, the only people that hear me are my own audience and my haters. My own audience already believes me and trusts me, and my haters never will, and all they do is say that it's bunk without ever actually, you know, doing anything about it. They just regurgitate their same memes in a circle. So it's eventually worthless for me to defend myself on my own content anymore. What I need to do is I need to go outside of my stream, and I need to maybe go on someone else's show, or, you know what I mean? And people are suggesting all these YouTubers, and I have absolutely no idea, you know, who's going to be interested, or what, if anything will ever end up, you know, with this. Now, it's funny because some people are saying, go on the Joe Rogan show. Go on, like, what are you, out of your mind? They don't care about me. I'm tiny. I'm a small potatoes nobody. I'll never be on a show like that. But other YouTubers, right? Maybe they would want to have me on their shows. People were making all kinds of suggestions earlier today, like Asmongold, or Keemstar, or ReviewTech USA, or, who is that, the one that people kept saying over and over? Oh, Nick Rakita, the internet lawyer, stuff like that. So, oh, Channel 5 News, which I don't even know what that is, but Channel 5 News people were saying. Those are the ones that everyone was saying earlier today I should go on. Now, here's the thing. I made the video. I threw it out there on the internet. I'm going to make it my featured video tonight, so it's featured on my channel, and everyone will see it for several days. I'm sure word's going to spread about this. Already word is spread on social media, and already a couple people have chimed in on this, okay? Now, I want to say this up front. I'm not doing this for money. I don't know if anyone will even offer me money, nor do I really care. That's not the reason I'm doing it. I'm doing it to try to have an opportunity to finally speak publicly and have people hear what I have to say rather than only hear the one side of it and then act like it's true, okay, without hearing any kind of a rebuttal whatsoever, okay? So that's what I'm doing it for. If I get offered anything for it, I mean, okay, but that's not what I'm looking for, okay? I'm serious. Like, for right now, if someone came out and said, I offer you a ton of money, and someone else who I think would be a more reputable person to do the interview with offered for free, I'd go with the free, just to make sure that it's going to be a good interview. You see what I'm saying? So, basically right now, what's happened today? I'll tell you what's happened. So first of all, I announced in the video, there's 2 ways to contact me. You need to DM me on Twitter, if you can, because some people can't, or you got to email me at darksidefil@hotmail.com. Here's what's happened. I've already had over a dozen people who want to interview me, who sadly, I hate to admit it, just don't have any views or clout. And I'm not saying that's bad. I'm saying the whole purpose of me going public with an interview is so that someone who has a public face can now have my responses be seen. What is the point of going on someone's show who's smaller than me? Do you see? The whole point is to get my responses and my rebuttal to every the negative shit about me get amplified on the internet. That's not going to happen if I interview someone who has, 1,000 subscribers. So I'm not crapping on anyone who's small time. I'm saying there's no point in doing it. Like, that would be counterproductive to what I'm trying to do. But I don't want anyone to feel like I'm trying to hate on them or dump on them at all. That's not the case at all. The point was exposure for my answers, you see? So, already I can tell you, like I said, like over a dozen people who are just small-time guys. I'm like, well, sorry, it ain't gonna work. And the thing is, I'm not gonna be able to even respond to all of them. I'm getting so many now. Over the course of today, like I said, I already got a dozen before. I probably have more now. I'm probably just gonna have to ignore a lot of them, okay? Now, I did get a few offers from people who... Oh, well, let me think, because first we're talking about the people who emailed me. So let's just talk about the people who emailed me, okay? Out of the people who emailed me, I got offers from a few small-time people, all right? I got offers from, get this, like you'd be shocked about this one, some of my fucking detractors. Some of the people who actually make hate videos about me on a daily basis, the very people who created the slander, all right? The very people who did it and are the ones who are rotating this around and making me look bad on a daily basis, they want now to be the ones to interview me. Okay, I got, hold on. Does that sound like a good idea? Do I think that I would get anything positive over being interviewed by one of my own detractors, essentially stepping into the line of fire, into the lion's den, basically lining myself up for pain and misery for people who, no matter what I do, they won't believe me anyway, right? What a dumb fucking thing. Probably the kicker was a guy whose name, I'm not kidding you, his fucking name was Adolf Pigler. Adolf Pigler says he wants to interview me. How about no? Okay. Excuse me. Gotta refocus myself. Okay? So, no, I'm not going to speak with detractors. That would be completely the opposite of what I'm trying to do. The detractors are the one who created these rumors. The detractors are the one who passed them on as fact. And the detractors are the reason why I have a living misery life half the time anyway, with the crimes and shit that they actually, sadly, get people to commit against me. No, I'm not being interviewed by a detractor. That's the dumbest thing I've ever fucking heard. And any detractor who emailed me, you're a fucking buffoon. Officially, you are stupid.
A cute little fish.
You can clip that. They are stupid. Adolf Pigler, you are very stupid. Okay. Alright. So, that's not going to happen. Now, I did receive an email directly from Review Tech USA. He did email me. Okay? I'm not going to tell you specifics, but essentially, he did make a fair offer. However, as you guys know, sadly this year with Rich did not go so well. Our relationship did not really go so well. As you know, he is not really a trustworthy guy. he says one thing, he does another, or he literally seems like he's on your side just so he can stab you in the back later. I mean, take a look at the situation we had, okay? So I was kind of be really friendly with the guy over the course of the year. And behind the scenes, we have a conversation. He said to me at one point, why don't you monetize your O-face from 2016? He says, why don't you have shirts with your face on it? Why don't you have, you know, icons on your stream with it? Why don't you do all that and make big bank on of it and everything, okay? To which I responded to him, basically, the best and most fair way I think I possibly could. I said, Rich, let me explain. Let me be transparent with you. That was 6 years ago. That was my past. It was embarrassing. It was a different me. I've changed who I was since then. I was actually in a deep depression in 2016 because my life was falling apart behind the scenes personally. I don't like thinking back to that embarrassing moment because it's hurtful, not only to me, but to my family. My wife hates it when I bring that up and we talk about it because she's like, that's not you anymore. I know that's not you anymore. That's not the guy I married. You know, that's someone completely different, and you're not that person anymore. You shouldn't have to dwell on your past and be reminded of it every 10 seconds. And she actually gets very upset whenever there's a, you know, someone brings it up or does a dumb meme about it. She does. She legitimately gets very upset. So I said to Rich, privately, I have this conversation with him. I'm like, so why would I want to make that a mainstream part of who I am in my content when I know not only is it not who I am anymore, but it hurts my wife? And you know how he responded? You should still do it anyway. I would do it. And then what did he proceed to do? I asked him. I said, could you stop using that face in your content? Because I find it personally painful when you do that. And he continues to do it to this day and doesn't care. He just thinks it's funny. So the thing is, maybe at one point I would have said, yeah, that makes sense. I'll go on Review Tech's show. All right. And by the way, like I said, he has made me an offer that I feel is kind of fair. I don't want to publicly disclose what it is yet. He very well might publicly disclose, you know, the term that he gave me is actually quite favorable, I feel. No, it's not money. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying, like, the way that he offered to do it actually sounded pretty fair. But at the same time, I'm going to be honest, I don't want to give the guy any attention. I don't trust him. This guy on a regular basis already gets attention by watching my detractor videos. He literally did a fucking Christmas Eve special last year watching detractor videos of mine. Why would I ever want to give this guy anything? Right? Seriously. This guy is, like, and he doesn't understand somehow that that's hurtful, what he's doing, and the way he's behaving. And I've told him directly it is, and he doesn't listen. And he still fucking acts like that. So even though some people might think that's a good idea to go on his show, I actually don't think so. Now, just so you guys know, I'm not writing it off. I'm going to leave it open as a possibility. All right? I still want to think. These are just my initial thoughts about what's happened today. Based on, you know, the things that are happening around me. Okay? Now, I did get contacted by a couple people who claim to be third-party liaisons to not only bigger YouTube channels, but apparently to mainstream gaming journalism as well. I don't know if I should believe that. You know what I'm saying? Like, they very well could be people who are bullshitting, no? Like, if there's no evidence immediately that these guys are for real, how do you know that they're being truthful? Like, I'll be honest, I got contacted by someone who claims that they can represent several different podcasts, and there's one particular podcast that's gaming related that is actually gaming journalism. And I know exactly who they are, and they are well known, and they are regarded as a reputable journalistic source on the internet. And they said, we want you on the show. I'm like, now wait a minute. How do I know? You're not on the show, right? So how do I even know that this is real? How do I know you're not making this up? How do you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I'm talking to that person, and I basically went back to them. I'm like, I'm shocked that you're telling me that this is what it really is, because I don't know why that journalistic business would want me on the podcast. I don't even know how I fit in. You know what I'm saying? Like when you say, who would want to interview Phil, right? Probably a YouTuber who this is what they do. They cover news, they cover drama, they cover other YouTubers, right? Yeah, again, when you think about people who do that, yeah, Review Tech's one of them, Keemstar's one of them, Asmongold does that kind of stuff, Moist Critical does that kind of stuff, Boogie does that kind of stuff. I could probably sit here and name 20, 30 people. Nick, like people said Nick Rikita or whatever, don't know how to say his name, and I'm going to say Nick R, because, I don't want to say that sounds bad too. What do I say? Nick Nick the lawyer. I'm going to call him Nick the lawyer. That's what I'm going to call him. That was close. Woo, that was a close one. Nick the lawyer. So, that was a real close one. Whew, a bit hot in here. A little beads of sweat on my forehead. Anyway, that was funny. But anyway, those are the people, all right, who I feel would be the people who would want to reach out to me because this is their kind of content that they do. You know what I'm saying? So my question is, why would a gaming journalism website want me on the show? This is not a gaming news story in any way. This is very much a human drama story, right?
Boom shakalaka. Tiny bass?
Here's the tiny bass saying again. There you go. So I don't know. So I do feel like it's a trap. Exactly, steak sandwich. I feel like maybe this is not legit, but I could be wrong. Maybe it is a legit offer. And they do have third-party people who go out and feed them their stories or whatever. I don't know. We'll have to see. But I did go back to them. I said, I'll be honest, I'm kind of skeptical that this is real because I don't know if I should even believe what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? Okay. That's not the half of it. There's more coming, but I have some shout-outs to do. Little Crow did a super chat, says, can you get an interview with PK through Wings of Redemption? Wings of Redemption doesn't, from my knowledge, doesn't have contact with Painkiller already. Again, I'm not reaching out to people. They are going to come to me. All right? I have already done the video and said I'm open for interview. If people want to do it, they will reach out to me. It's not me reaching out to other people. That, you know, it's about people coming and saying, hey, this is something that would be interesting for me and my content, and I want to give you a fair shake. Let's do it. As opposed to me going out, hey, will you have me on your show? Hey, will you have me on your show? That's not the case here. Okay? In fact, if I had to do that and actually start begging to be on people's show, I fucking wouldn't even bother. You see? Okay. So, Painkiller already, again, the only thing I know about those guys is from what I knew from the Wings of Redemption documentary. It wasn't very favorable towards them. I'm going to be honest. It made them look really bad. It might not be the full picture. Okay? But I don't know. I've heard that they basically look at me in a very negative light this year because I watched that documentary. It made them look bad. They didn't like that. The way that I said things and did things. They're like, he's an idiot. He doesn't know what he's talking about. So, there you go. Lord Prince Albert did a super chat. He says, do you think for a $500 tip gold Bassmaster, you will stop the stream and go to the lake and do an IRL stream of real fishing, wearing hat, and drink beer? No. I will not do that. 672, the Super J says, stream the email offers. No. We're not streaming email offers. Absolutely not. Okay, now. That's all I've seen so far. I mean, there's a few others, by the way. I'm skimming through what's happened today. And very well, I'm not even kidding, like very well tonight, as I'm on this stream, I may be getting more emails, okay, from people who are interested in having me on their shows or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And also, like I said, I have not gotten any, at least as of earlier, I did not get any Twitter DMs about it, okay? However, apparently Twitter has been a flutter with this today. I guess someone made a tweet about it earlier before I even had put out my video. And the tweet that they put out about it had over 100 retweets and was growing and growing last time I checked. And I guess they're reaching out to various different people. Kagome, have a good night. They're reaching out to various different people who they feel would be interested possibly in doing it. So they reached out to someone. I don't know who they are because I've never watched a video of theirs, but I guess they're called The Gamer from Mars. This is a person with over 1 million subscribers on YouTube. And they said, I'm interested. I would do it. But they didn't contact me because they only knew about it through the tweet. Like, they didn't see my video or anything. So if that person were to contact me and say, hey, I'm interested and wanted to talk to me about, you know, terms, I'd definitely be interested in speaking with them. Again, I don't know who they are. I would have to look into it, I guess. Okay? But, you know, something, I mean, guy's over 1 million subs, so obviously he has some clout and some kind of reach. And perhaps it would be a whole new viewer base who doesn't even know who I am, and this would be a good opportunity to give my side to them, you know? Okay. Okay? So, that's happening. Now, the other one, and this is the one Barrel Shroud wants to tell me about. I have not seen this. So, Barrel Shroud, are you still here? can you reiterate what you were saying about Keemstar earlier? Because I don't know exactly what happened. I didn't see it personally. Keemstar's blocked on my Twitter for very good reason. I think you guys know about all the bullshit I went through with him this year, and I want nothing to do with the fucking guy. But he's saying that I guess he responded to it too, even though I didn't ask for anything from him. What did he say? Are you thinking about contacting Keem for the interview? His offer is a little low, $100. He has a giant audience and will hear you out. Will hopefully hear you out. Now, first of all, did he formally offer me $100 for the interview? Is that what he said? Because I just wanted you to think about how silly this is.
Uh-oh. Somebody gonna need to measure that bass.
I just want to think about how silly this is. Earlier this year, he offered me $50,000 to do some kind of a show for him. Now, I have absolutely no idea what the terms were, what the show was, because he never got that far. The dude couldn't even fucking call me on the phone. That was too difficult for him. It was way too complex for his brain level. Okay? Now, he's going to offer me to be on his show for $100. You know what I'm saying? $100. It's interesting. I actually feel like even if he had said nothing about money, it would have actually made a lot more sense and been a lot more respectable than saying I have $100. What it sounds to me like is he's trying to be a dick. He's like, haha, see, I offered you 50 grand earlier this year. You didn't take it. So now if you want to be on my show, I'll only offer you a palsy $100. How about I don't want your $100? I don't like you, right? On what planet do I feel that I would get fair treatment on Keemstar's show? Did we not? I mean, come on. Guys, really? Did we not just watch a documentary about Keemstar where we learned that, number one, when you're covered by him, you're not just covered by him, you are sent down a lane of misery. It's like you're on the highway of shit. It's like, oh, okay, I'm on Keemstar's show, let me get off the highway. Oops, all the exits are closed, and they decided to squirt liquid shit in your face, and you can't get out of the way. And you're stuck in that highway for like months and months of your life, tortured by this shit going on. You know what I mean? Like, the moment that I stepped on his show, I would be his subject matter for ridicule and controversy and everything for months and months on end. I know it. I'm not stupid. I know that is exactly what would happen. All right? That is how he operates. You know? He latches onto you and he sucks you dry because that's his gravy train for a few months to keep doing drama videos about you. We already saw with the whole, who was it, the Minecraft YouTuber? He knew the allegations against the YouTuber were false, and he still talked about them for months because it gave him views. Right? As long as it was anything beneficial to him. So why in the holy fucking hell with the thing we just watched a factual documentary about the man and how he operates? Why would I want to be interviewed by Keemstar? Can anyone think of a single reason? Because it's funny because some people are like, oh, he has a big audience. That's true, but who's his audience? We already know from watching the documentary. Teenagers and children who like drama. His audience is a bunch of dumbasses. He doesn't have an intelligent audience. I don't want teenagers and children coming to watch my fucking content anyway. So I don't care if they believe the rumors or not about me. Seriously, like his audience is the opposite. The literal opposite of the audience that I would want. Listening to my explanation of things or my side of the story, you know? Anyway, so there you go. So I don't know, again, I don't know if that's even legit or not. I'm going off what Barrel Shroud's telling me. I haven't seen it because he's blocked on my Twitter. He's completely blocked. I see none of it. So if he did say that, if he said, oh, I have $100 for you, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I mean, the guy, holy shit. Again, it had to be a joke. I think that he's trying to do a razzing. Haha. I offered you 50K, you turned it down. Here, I'll offer you 100 now because you want to have an interview or something. You know what I mean? I really think like it's meant to be like spiteful. I don't think it's meant to be something serious. As I said, again, if people are serious about this, they need to contact me either by a DM on Twitter or email me at darksidefil@hotmail.com. Simply just talking about it on Twitter is not an offer of anything. That's just them talking on their own fucking Twitter account, you see? Okay. Before we continue, we've got some more shout-outs to do. I received a $25 tip from Chef D. Thank you so much, Chef D. First of all, before we read his message, let us play an animation for him. Thank you, sir. or madam, because I don't know. And let me get that added to the total, and then we'll see what they have to say. $80, right? Awesome. We're up to $80 tonight. Sweet. Excuse me. Okay. So, Chef D says, I just want to tell you, I've only been watching your streams for a few months now. Initially, I discovered you through a detractor's misinformed video. I started getting a picture of who you actually were. I accidentally clicked. Oops. I totally fucked up. Hold on. Okay. All right, let me try that again. I started getting a picture of who you actually were, and I could see that you are a genuine person whose heart is in the right place and is spiritually healthy. I'm happy to be a fan of yours, and I look forward to all of your future content. Here's a tip to get us closer to your lure. Much love for you and the great chat regulars that I get to hang out with every day, states away. There you go. Thank you so much, Chef. That is a nice message and a very generous contribution. I appreciate that very, very much, Chef. Okay, now, I received a $50 tip from NDO103. Thank you so much to NDO103 for a very generous contribution. $50. So first of all, we get the fun animation again. Second of all, we get to add a fishing lure to the hat tonight. So first of all, let me update the total and let me get the hat, okay? Awesome. Let's grab it. All right, here we go. Let's go full screen. Let's go full screen for this. Makes sense, right? Here we go. Let me get rid of this podcast stuff out of here. What's that? I clicked the wrong thing. I want to get rid of that. Oh, wait. No, I want that. I want to get rid of the podcast thing. And I want to blow up the webcam. Okay. So. So far. Wow, you can really see the lures now. What an upgrade on this webcam, huh? Remember before it looked like shit, you couldn't see anything? So, we have the green frog, the little minnow-looking neon head skinny dude, the big white lure with the giant red eyeball, and then we have this cool neon-colored one that's kind of translucent. Okay? So, what do we have left that we could add that would really stand out on the hat? Let's take a quick look. Let me put the hat down here. Let me take a quick look and let's see what you guys can start voting for. Let's find some good ones. Okay. So. Okay. Let's narrow it down to 4. So the first one should be this little guy. This is a little, it's like a golden head, but he's half blue, half white. See that? Oh, it just focused. Saw that? Wow, the camera autofocused. I can't believe it. Holy shit. So that's nice, right? That's a nice looking one. Okay? So that one we'll just call white and blue. All right? Then we've got Torpedo. The Torpedo Lure. Look at that. Wow, the autofocus works. I'm shocked it works. This is amazing. Torpedo Lure. Really cool looking. It's almost a leopard. So we'll call one will be white and blue, one will be Torpedo. Okay? Now, here is the box of lures that I bought like 2 months ago, and we only used 1 or 2 of them, if any. Let's see what we've got remaining in here, because we have quite a bit, okay? How about... Oh, this is cool. We got a few... Would you guys prefer... Just take a look at this. We got a crawfish. We've got a shrimp. Right? A dangly shrimp. We've also got this is a big mouth lure. Look at the size of his mouth. Big mouth lure. See that? That one right there. The shrimp. Everyone's saying the shrimp. Okay, yeah, this is the Amazon one. This is the Amazon box, correct. The one that the frog was in, correct. Big mouth you like? Do you like the big mouth? All right. So, oh shit. Look what happened. They fused together. This is very dangerous. Okay. All right. So that's what you want, the big mouth and the shrimp? All right, so let me make the poll. I'm going to show you the 4 lures that are eligible again, okay? Let's do the poll. Which lure is Bassmaster best? Would it be the torpedo, the blue and white, the shrimp, or the big mouth? And I will show you these again. Okay, ready? Here's the poll. The poll is going live in the stream chat. Please vote. Here's the torpedo. Here is the blue and white. Here is the shrimp. Doesn't really focus that well on the shrimp. And here is the big mouth fish. Big mouth. That one's not focusing either. I think the ones in the packages the camera could focus on better. But because these are smaller, it's not focusing that well. Yeah. Okay. So please vote. And in the meantime, while you guys are voting, I got another tip. A $5 tip. From guitar players. I'm about halfway done with the school stories. Alright. You've got a long way to go. Trust me, guitar player. Those school stories get really time consuming. In particular, the robotics club takes forever. The biker club. Oh my god. Dude, the biker club is like a fucking... it's like trying to get the fucking One Ring into fucking Mount Doom. It's like... Oh my god. Every time you think you're done, there's another twist. There's another group you have to fight. Like, what is fucking happening here? It's like it seriously feels like its own game. I can't believe how fucking convoluted those school stories are. But they are good, and the ending is quite good when you beat them all. Okay, so... yeah, Derek, I agree. The girls' bar was also insanely terrible. The girls' bar is 1,000,000% Japanese fan service of people who like that kind of girl dating sim shit, and it literally has nothing to do with anything. Nothing. Alright? Nothing. Okay, so you guys are voting. While you vote, let's switch back over, and we will do a little bit more fishing, alright, as you vote for the lure. Now, if we had $150 of tips tonight, you guys will then get to vote for a vest for me to wear, and then if we happen to hit $200 tonight, you get a second lure. You get to vote on a second fishing lure, okay? So, whoa, did you see that? A fish jumped out in front of me. A fish jumped right in front of me. That's awesome. Derek says that Zelda Breath of the Wild was the first stream he came to ever on Twitch in 2017. Technically, it was Pokemon Moon in November 2016, but you didn't interact with viewers a lot. Right. That's right. I didn't really start doing full interactions until that Breath of the Wild playthrough. Look at that cute little fish. That's a tiny crappie. That is a tiny black crappie. There you go. Cooper says, what am I going to do with the lures once this game's off Game Pass? Save them. We'll save them up. I'll put them in a storage here in my closet. And like I said, perhaps next year we'll either play the new Bassmaster, or maybe I'll eventually decide to buy this one if it goes on discount and bring it back. You know, they're not going to go to waste. Don't worry. Yes. I'm going to completely throw them out. Just right in the trash, because that's what I do. Something I'm not immediately using. I dispose of them. Of course.
Uh-oh. Somebody gonna need to measure that bass.
That's the smallest bass ever. Guys, for 64 likes, my goal on every stream is to try to hit 100 likes. It helps for engagement purposes. Since we have over 300 people on the stream, it would be great if you could give a like tonight. Thank you in advance to anyone who does. Jade, we are starting with Jason tomorrow. Incidentally, he says, can I play with Jason Todd tomorrow? Or Red Hood and Batman, and Gotham Knights, excuse me. That's exactly what we're starting with tomorrow. I just got his suit upgraded, so he's going to be the character we're using right off the bat. So you're in luck. Guitar Player just did a super chat, says I'm about 45 hours in the Lost Judgment. I'm trying to remember, I think my playthrough was around 80. I really think my playthrough was around 80 or more, because the school stories took so long. Yes. Alright. Let's see here. So thank you, guitar player. Shit. There we go. Overpower Boone said, wasn't the reason behind Breath of the Wild stream because Nintendo was copyright claiming on YouTube and I wanted to make it Twitch exclusive? If I remember correctly, I was still uploading to YouTube, but basically Nintendo was 100% claiming every video at that point. It wasn't until like a year or two later that Nintendo did a whole 180 on their YouTube strategy, and they decided that they would allow people to upload and monetize Nintendo videos. Until that point, they were literally claiming every single video anyone uploaded of their IPs and taking all the ad revenue, which is insanely stupid. You can't do that. It's not even legal. At best, in a court of law, they could argue that they have a right to some of the ad revenue, not all of it. They don't own your video. So that being said, yeah, I think what it was I was focused a lot on
the colors on that cute little baby bass.
That is actually a nice, colorful bass. I was focused entirely on the playthrough on Twitch. I really didn't care if anyone was watching it on demand on YouTube because I got nothing out of the playthrough on YouTube at all. Incidentally, people did still watch it, but I didn't get any ad revenue from it. So it was all about that live interaction and everything, you know, during the live playthrough on Twitch. So, okay. Big Mouth is winning in the lure race. Interesting. Thank you, Crispy. I'm glad you're getting support tonight. I appreciate the sentiment. Thank you, Crispy. That was a new quote? The colors on the small bass was a new quote, huh? No Sleep Real Lives, this is not the last one. We're going to do one more next week. This is the next to last Sunday Night Bite stream. We'll have a big finale next week. That's right, Jade. For my initial impressions of playing each character in Gotham Knights once so far, I do think that I feel like I like Tim Drake, you know, the current Robin, the best so far, gameplay-wise. But maybe that'll change as I level them up. Another big crappie, huh? Yup, another trophy-sized black crappie. A lot of crappies tonight. Derek says, Pokemon's always a good chill stream, and I hear Pokemon Scarlet and Violet will be Arceus, but with new Pokemon. Yes, but I think that they're actually, if I remember correctly, they are actually set in modern day. So unlike Arceus, which was supposed to be like in the past, and was very, you know, camps and stuff, this is supposed to be big cities and everything like modern Pokemon, but the same open world style gameplay. So. Darth Goldbach, no, I haven't had a chance. I'm really trying to do this tomorrow. I need to sit down and look at your nominations for the Halloween game so I can make the poll for you guys to vote on, and I just don't have time. I never have time to do this. I'm really going to try to do it tomorrow. What I'm going to do is go on. I don't have much to do between my streams tomorrow at all. So I think what I'm going to do is eat dinner with my wife, spend a little bit of time with her, and then come up here early with a coffee. And between the streams, before I start my late stream of A Plague Tale Requiem tomorrow night, I'm going to try to go through them and at least hopefully get the poll going. Because I feel bad. You guys want to vote on the games for Halloween, and I've had zero time to do this. Zero. Zero. Okay. Good strike. What happened? There's no vibration. Oh! Let me get the fish, and then I gotta change my battery out. I was like, why is the controller not vibrating? Oh, because, because the batteries died. That's why. Okay, let's change the battery out now. And then I guess we're gonna add the lure. Okay. Hui. Hui. All right. One more cast, and then we'll add the lure to the hat. And I'll wear the hat for the rest of the stream. Oops. Oh, I didn't mean to pull it like that. It was my fault. Get it, get it, get it, get it. Oh. That's disappointing. I had him. I screwed up. One more time. Oh, no. Come on, bite it. Come on. Come get it. Why won't they bite it? Oh, they just stop. Don't stop. Come on, fishy. 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 Fishy, fishy. Fishy. Yes. I got it. I got the fish. Okay. Oh, it's actually a good size one, too. Okay, let's add the lure. All right. How was dinner? Dinner was great. My wife made a new thing, a chicken parm bake, which was pieces of pre-cooked breaded chicken breast. It was actually air-fried chicken breast, so it was healthy. It was only like 1/4 of the amount of fat as what would be in a normal breaded chicken breast, which is really cool. Rigatoni, some marinara sauce, 1 or 2 kinds of cheese. Like I think I had Parmesan Romano and maybe something else too, as well as herbs and seasonings, all baked together in a you put it in like a Pyrex baker and you bake it in your oven. It was absolutely great, but there was one thing we both agreed it was missing: chunks of tomato. The marinara sauce was good. We were like, dude, we really wish that there were chunks of tomato because it would have added acidity. You would have had a bite of acidity in it, and it would have been perfect. So we really liked it, and we agreed we want to do it again. But next time we're buying tomatoes to put in it, it would be like absolutely dead on perfect. You have voted for the big mouth lure to be added to the hat. Let's do it. In fact, hold on. I gotta split the part, guys. This part 1 will be a part 2 for tonight. Let's get to it.